Patricia, on Sunday, we're going to put on a live masterclass, you and I. The title is Beyond Diet Dogma, 9 Anchoring Truths to Gently Shift Your Inner Lens. We want to basically be talking about all of the extra outside influences that push us or shove us either down a rabbit hole or down into the Grand Canyon of ditches with our food plan, or help hold us up and strengthen us with that food plan. On Sunday, we're going to talk about these things that might impact you. And if you attend live, you would be able to ask further questions about these things. But you and I have a long history ourselves with making shifts internally that have impacted how easy or hard it is to maintain a food plan, to stay within healthy parameters for longevity, for living vibrantly, for extending our life energy, for healing things that have been challenging for us, as well as releasing the weight that we needed to in order to live a more vibrant life.
What I like about them, they're like attitudes, Sonia, attitudes that really aid and abet. If we're trying to be on a food plan, it's deeper than just being on that food plan. There's things going on underneath. And some of these principles that they talk about here really hit the nail on the head. Excuse me.
This list comes from a book written by Laura McKowan, where she talks about basically nine truths that she believes helped her. She went through alcoholism, which is different from food dysfunction and food addiction, but there are many similarities. When you and I were listening to the recent podcast, We Can Do Hard Things, Glennon Doyle and her cohorts interviewed Laura McKowan, who wrote this book. And in there, you and I saw some really delightful things, and we wanted to address them in relation to food addiction or food dysfunction, recognizing that these are all aspects that have almost nothing to do with the food plan and everything to do with our attitude and our focus, and allowing us to shift those areas that have been derailing us in the past.
We notice that we talk about these principles in the work that we do with our clients. And we always say it's not just about the food, it's a deeper issue than this. And these 9 statements she puts out really cover a lot of ground for learning how to deal with addiction and the layers that we have to go through. We have to go through these layers and understanding why we're having the addiction to begin with. We were laughing at it because both of us have said these things ourselves.
Exactly. And it's nice when they're put into other words, because many times we need to hear something more than once in order for it to really strike us in the way that will shift and heal.
I've often said this, Sonia, about both of us together. It feels like you have the maternal approach and I have the paternal approach too. And that's why we work so well together. We cover all the bases of nurturing. There's different ways to nurture. And I think between the two of us, even though we have a lot the same, we have these kind of alternate approaches.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Yin and yang also follows it too, in my opinion. Yeah. So the first truth, according to Laura, is it is not your fault, which has so many colors and layers to it. And I cannot wait to dive into this on Sunday.
Yeah, me too.
And the second one really hits home.
It's your responsibility. It is your responsibility. It's not your fault. It is your responsibility. And learning to distinguish blame from responsibility is such an important part of our journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This will be a big one because responsibility, it feels like a heavy yoke, but it doesn't have to be.
No.
Number 3, it is unfair that this is your thing. It's absolutely unfair. How many times do we say, but mom, it's not fair? It's so common. And yet
It is your thing.
it is.
Fair that this is your thing. It is your thing. It's yours.
That's right. And that's number 4. Number 3 is it is unfair that this is your thing. And number 4 is this is your thing. And yes, it does make me chuckle. And why not laugh in the face of adversity, in the face of hard things? And number 5, this will never stop being your thing until you face it. Oh, how many times do we have to have
I
it
don't
smashed
want
in
to
our
look
face.
at it. It'll make it worse.
I want a magic pill so I don't have to deal with it. Just give me a magic pill. And the next one, is this one yours or mine, Patricia, would you say?
I would say, I'd say that is yours for sure.
Number 6 is you cannot do it alone. We need others. We need information. We need knowledge and awareness. We need to do things in community as humans. There's so much about this that's rich, and I can't wait to talk about it on Sunday.
And the 7th is, while number 6 is you cannot do it alone, 7 is only you can do it, and you can do it, but only you can do it. Sorry, it's yours.
Yes, and it feels like that all the time, doesn't it? That's why we've spent decades blaming ourselves and finding all this data that says, yes, it's my fault, it's my responsibility. It's the reason I put food in my own mouth. I'm the only one that did it.
I brought it upon myself. I have
Uh-huh.
no one to blame but me.
That's right. That's right. And there's so much to say about this that really does reframe it. And number 8, you are loved. You are loved. Something we stop believing in because we've got so much proof that we screw up so many times. How could anyone love us?
So important for community. The 9th is, we'll never stop reminding you of these things. It's
With
yours.
a smile on our face.
It's too bad, so sad. It's yours.
That's right.
No one else's.
You get to pull up your big girl panties and you get to figure this thing out. And with our help, you're not doing it alone,
Right.
but it is something that we will keep reminding you of and supporting you.
So let's talk more about this Sunday. See you on Sunday. Want to hear what you have to add to this, and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely. Really looking forward to it, Patricia. I love working with you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.